So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, wherever you're joining around the world. You are joining the Invictus Racing League Formula 2 e-performance. We are in pre-season. We're not going hell for leather just yet, but the guys will be racing as hard as they can and getting grips to the circuits coming up. We are joined in the beautiful circuit of France in the Paul Ricard circuit. I'm Energy Dan. I've been a commentator for the last 2 seasons, and I'm very happy to bring you the 3rd season from myself. Now, we are joined this season by a very special guest. It is the one and only, the Warislander, our previous season F2 champion. Welcome to the Warislander. How are you, mate?
Yeah, thank you. I'm good, and I'm really looking forward to see who's going to take my crown this season.
Mate, I think I'm extremely excited about that as well, mate. It's going to be absolutely ferocious. You are experienced in the F2 league. The racing's always been pretty hard. I'm sure you're excited to commentate on your colleagues, let's say, from last season. I bet you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I sure am. Because last year, of course, I've driven a lot in front, and I didn't really. There was a lot of good fighting and stuff, and it was a shame for me to not be able to participate in that. And I'm really happy to be able to see all that fighting going on right now and to just talk about it, because I think this is one of the best leagues we've got in Invictus.
I do actually totally agree with that. There's some brilliant action going on. And you get the pleasure of watching the action like I did for the last 2 seasons, mate. So it's going to be fantastic. So for anybody who's listening out, obviously the Warislander is new to the commentary box. He did join me last season for the Hot Laps, who took over Mr. P, and I think you'll all agree that Warislander did a fantastic job there, not only in describing the tracks we were driving, but also his narration of the track. So I'm really excited to have you joining me, Warislander. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So looking forward to this season so much.
Yeah, me too, and I'm really excited to be joining you. I spent a lot of time with you last year after the race in the commentary box, I guess, in the podium interviews, and now finally I can join you for the full race. And I think it's just pre-season, so people won't be afraid of taking a bit more risk than they would normally do, which could bring a lot of good racing today.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. So anybody listening, Warislander is controlling the stream today. So just bear with us while we iron out the kinks after our relaxing few weeks off after the hectic season. So, Warislander, if you just want to continue trying to find the guys who are going out first, set fast laps, I'm going to give the rundown of who we've got joining us for season 9 in Invictus Racing League. So in the McLaren, we've got Ferocious Dan, who's our F3 champion. So welcome to the F3 champion from last season. He's moving up to Formula 2. He's possibly a title contender. Joining him is our one and only Sab, who is the one of the co-commentators of the brilliant Invictus podcast. He was an F3 driver promoted to F2. He's also raced for Invictus for quite some time now, and is pretty much a veteran of Invictus. In the Alfa Romeo Racing, we've got Jay, who's actually dropped down from Formula 1 this season. He has raced previously in Formula 2 and could also possibly be a contender for the crown of this season's F2 League performance. And joining me is his good friend Colin Jay, who's also returning to F2. We have seen brief appearances in F2 from Colin Jay. I think it was 2 seasons ago we saw him. I think possibly 1 or 2 races at the start of last season. So it'd be brilliant to see this duo in the same team. In the Rocket Williams Racing, we have got Matty, who was a new driver last season. And he's obviously returning back to us. He had a couple of scoring positions last season. Always brilliant to welcome new drivers into the Invictus Racing League. He has raced previously in F2 and is a possible contender. He's joining from last season. We've got Mr. Steen. We all know Mr. Steen. Absolute brilliant driver from last season. He's actually moved to no assist this season, joining a few others, which we'll run through. But Mr. Steen did very well last season, and I hope to see him battling out at the front as we always do. We've also got in the Renault F1 team, we've got a new driver who joins F2. It is Ging Alimonda. Welcome to Ging Alimonda. It's absolutely fantastic to welcome you here, mate, and we wish you all the best in your upcoming maiden season with Invictus. In the Scuderia Ferrari team, we have got Biofreak, our friend from South Africa who did a fantastic job last season. We had some fantastic races from Biofreak, and I'm really excited to see him return this season. Always brilliant to see returning drivers. We've got Tanker 903. He returns to F2 and is a possible title contender again. Now, in the Scuderia Toro Rosso, Ixfon, who's returning to F2, he's not racing with us today, but again, it is always lovely to welcome people like Ixfon back. Tony Y is a name you will recognise from last season. He's going to be someone to battle with, especially up towards the front end of the mid-pack. I think Tony Y just needs to work on consistency this season because he has got the pace, but we do see Tony Y sometimes not quite making it through the second stint. But it would be nice to see Tony Y joining the guys at the front of the battle. Moving on to Sport Pesa Racing Point, we've got Tigaby. He joined late last season in F1, but has dropped down to F2. So welcome to Tigaby. Absolutely fantastic to receive you in Formula 2, mate. We've also got TB. Full racing name is TB230791. But we're going to call you, if you don't mind, we're going to call him TB for this season. He joined late last season in F1. He dropped down to F2. So welcome to him. In the Mercedes AMG Petronas, we've got Captain Stiff, an Invictus name that you all should recognise. Absolute formidable racer. He's going to be pretty lightning quick in F2. He won the Constructors last season with McLaren, so obviously we're probably going to see him try and retain the Constructors title, but also try and go for the title this season. With Warislander not actually being at the front all the time, we might actually see some changes there. Then we've also got De Lange, returns to F2, and team with the aforementioned Captain Stiff. In the Haas team, we've got Nick, who was our season champion from 2 seasons ago. He's returning to F2 again, and again he's on no assists again, as always. So keep an eye on Nick, a formidable racer who is going to be absolutely fantastic. We've also got Humberstone, brilliant Humberstone. He's returning and also a possible title contender. And then in the Red Bull racing, we've got MJ Coupe, another well-known name in Invictus. Probably one of the most experienced with 46 starts, and Estimaps, who returns to F2 and joins MJ Coupe. So, Wieslander, sorry about the long delay there. Just what we've got going, mate. Just give us a rundown of what's going on in qualifying now.
Well, so we've seen Tony go on the softs, actually. Put in the pole lap, the provisional pole lap for now. And still a lot of people not having set a lap time, with Captain Stiff having the pole of guys who have not set a lap time yet. He did that last year a lot too, where you just wouldn't set a lap time in qualifying and just start on brand new hard tires. It will be interesting to see if he's going to do that again today. On top of that, there's a lot of people going on the hards, even though it is a possibility to just go soft medium on this track. So a lot of interesting things unfolding already here in this qualifying session.
Do you think the guys just put hards on just to get warmed up and just wait for the track to rubber in?
Yeah, they could, but that already shows that they've chosen for a harder set of tires, with one hard tire and one medium in it. But yeah, I think it's true that I did yesterday, or at Monday when I drove myself, I did the soft to medium strategy. Or I might be wrong at that one. I'll just no, I think I
put a time in on the mediums.
Oh yeah, it's put a time in on the mediums. I'm just going to quickly check what actually happened on Monday. It might just be as well a medium hard. I'll just see.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I would say it would be medium hards around France. It's definitely I would say it's definitely a one stop.
Yeah, it's certainly one stop. Yeah, so it's a medium hard. I'm sorry for the for the inconvenience. There were some people trying the soft hard, but I went for the medium hard. So I think that that's the reason why so many people are on the hard right now, and they'll. Most of the time, you just have to wait then for a very long time, for like 5, 6, 7 minutes before you can go out again, because you can only have one set of medium tires and one set of hard tires in qualifying. That's the max, and so you can just do 2 runs, because the softs will obviously be the fastest tire, and then you have to start on them, which you obviously don't want in this situation.
Yeah, I mean they do overheat quite quickly with those soft tires.
Yeah, they do.
So just
but I think. Oh, sorry, just go on.
No, I was going to say, Estimax has done 1 lap on those hard tyres, but he's in 2nd place with the 1:32.440.
Yeah, wow.
Tony Wise up the front with 1:31.530, but you know, Estimax on the 1:32.4, you know, it's only 9/10 slower on the hardest tyre compound.
Yeah, wow, that's an incredible lap actually, because that should be like 1.5 seconds difference or something, maybe even more between the 2 tires.
Yeah, so that's pretty rapid there, mate. I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, we're just watching Tony Y right now, beginning his 2nd lap on the softs. Of course, that first lap would have been a banker lap, and now he's probably going to try to push everything. Oh, he spins, and that's a spin from Tony Y. So that lap won't count, or at least won't be good enough for a high position for him. Then just switching to Nick L.J. Thompson, who's also going on the softs right now, and is going to try to maybe get to that time of Tony.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what Nick does this season, because he's done a full season on no assists. I reckon he's got rid of the nerves of riding no assists. So I reckon Nick could be a contender this season.
Well, he certainly won races, and he's been quick last season. I think it's had a bit of bad luck, bit of maybe inconsistency in some races, but I think the pace is there, and we must not forget that last year at France, he won, so he'll certainly be a contender for today's race.
Of course, I mean, you've also got to remember, Warris, I mean, you were the champion last season, but the season before, Nick actually won the championship.
Yeah, he did.
I think it was 2 races to go. You know, so we know full well that Nick is a very fast racer. And the only thing that's been slowing him down last season is the fact that he's doing no assists. So now he's had a full season under his belt with no assists. I think he could be a serious contender this season. I really do.
Yeah, certainly. Even though he's not too high up right now, maybe he's made a mistake on his first lap, and we'll see what he can do in a second run right now. Let's just stick with him.
I mean, it's just coming across the line now. Let's see if he's up or down on his first sector when we get to it. Just while we're watching Nick go around,
he's just made the exact same spin as Tony Y did on the previous lap. That's very...
Wow.
That can't be coincidence.
No, let's just check.
Let's see what Aaron J. Spence is doing. Yeah, but yeah, of course, that's what's tricky about no assists, you know. Once you go push, and maybe like, because it's pre-season, drivers tend to take more risks. Drivers maybe tend to have done not as much practice as they would have done for a championship, for a race that would count for the championship. So that could maybe see some mistakes coming out. Certainly when you do no assists.
Yeah.
But I think generally it's always, you always gotta have full concentration, and you always gotta really be on it to do no assists. And certainly on this track as well, there's some exits of corners where just a little bit too much power can rotate the car already. So you have to be really careful with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just on board with Game Elamando at the minute, and he's literally on the back of Baron J. I would imagine through this twisty sections he's going to lose downforce. So I'm not sure. He's now on the soft tires, gaming Elamando. Tony Weiss set fast lap there, mate. 1:38.58.
Wow, that's 1:38.58. So that's quick.
It's quick, yeah.
Seems like he stayed out, because of course he spun a lap before. So that's also a lap time on 2 laps old or soft tires, which means that there should be even more in the bag for him. So let's see now what Gaming Alamanda is going to do. He is in that dirty air of, I believe is it Aaron J. Spence? Or is it Colin J?
Yeah.
No, it's Aaron J. Spence, yeah. But maybe it's just...
Aaron J with the S is Aaron J. Spence, then Colin J is just Colin J.
Yeah. So he's going in, okay. So now we see a lot of people coming in.
See, I've just noticed as well, Aaron's done 5 laps on those hard tyres, and he's P2. Now,
Wow.
I would imagine he's going to have to go onto those medium tyres.
Well,
it'd be pretty silly to start the race on hard tyres that have done 5 laps.
I would be very careful over him, because if he makes a mistake, he's only got one chance probably for a faster lap. So if he makes one mistake, he'll have to start on 6 laps old hard tires, which wouldn't be quite ideal, I guess.
Let's just look at fitted. So yeah, we've got everyone looks like they've got from Estimates down to Nick J. Thompson. They've all got the fresh medium tyres on. They're going to get ready to do. Aaron's gone for another lap. Has he gone for another lap? He has.
No,
So,
he's now entering the last sector.
Okay, so surely he's going to come in now then.
Yeah, he should.
Because will he even have time
He
to
also.
have time to get round and in, and then back out to do a fast lap?
It is going to be. Is going to be very close, because he cut the chicane. He went straight on because I think he knows he's in. He needs the time, so he's not too happy about.
To come in. Yeah, he's coming in.
Yeah,
now,
he's coming in now, so it's going to be very exciting to see if he's going to make it.
He's left himself only one lap wonder style here.
So Dan is out, Mr. Steen is out.
Yeah, Dan's out.
So we'll follow Dan. No, wait. I think Mr. Steen is quite close to the beginning of his lap. Let's see. Colin is starting his lap right now.
Ah, perfect.
So Colin, of course, pretty low down. Hasn't set a time yet. So I think he will really be gunning for a good lap time right now on the medium tire. Lap looks neat up to this point, so we'll see where it's going to put him.
Oh, Nick just lost it out the last corner, but kept it. He's not got any damage. Wow, that was close from Nick there.
So he's starting his lap as well right now. Let's just get back to Colin J, who's coming onto the second part of the Mistral straight right now.
See if he's smooth round here. Yeah, keeps it pinned. Oh, it lifts there quite early.
So Aaron J has managed to get out, and I think he's going to have enough time to make it. So he'll probably be the last one to get over the line. But the first one to come over the line is now Colin J. Let's see where this puts him. And it's wow, that's a 1:31.6
nice.
On medium tires. That's a very good lap time. But of course now everything is going. Yeah, Tony White is probably going to grab that pole, coming round the last corner to start his flying lap right now.
So we've got Aaron J, Estimates, Delange, Biofreak, Tanker and Matty all on out laps on fresh mediums.
Yeah.
This is going to be literally the last 30 seconds of this qualifying, if not a little bit after the finishing time. We're going to see fast lap times being set. This is going to be super exciting.
Yeah, but first they may have to make sure they can start their lap, because they all need the gap to each other, and that could be pretty tricky. Meanwhile, Ferocious Dan coming over the line, 1:31.5, also a very good lap time.
Just
as
tipped Colin J to the second place.
yeah, he does that. As Sab retires, I think he just doesn't want to do the lap time, as is Captain Stiff, who is going out right now. I don't know why, because he's got no time to do that. To do that out lap. Pretty weird. Or was he out for a longer time? Maybe he is going to make it. No, he won't make it. He's only in the first sector. So let's see. Estimates coming over the line.
Freak's got about 4 seconds to get to the line. 2 seconds. 1 second. No. Oh, Biofreak missed out.
Doesn't make it.
Biofreak didn't leave himself enough time. No, he failed to get over the line in time. Oh
my god.
Unlucky from Biofreak. I've also got Nick Thompson, who's disqualified from the session. It looks like he had a spin.
Oh my god, he was.
We've lost Nick.
So that's very disappointing for him, because he was way out of the track, and that means he's going to start at the back.
On fresh tyres though, so that is one concession that he could take from that.
Yeah, that's true. And he can also do the tyre choice himself. As we're watching Aaron J coming close to the line right now, he has made his out lap. It was a bit close, but let's see, of course, as De Lange
this looks up, mate.
gets into fourth, Matty into fourth right now.
Really
and Aaron J Spence coming over the line. What's it going to be? It's P4. Just behind his teammates.
Estimats, what's he doing?
Versus Dan is in.
He's coming round. He's up 6/10.
That seems good.
Coming to the last corner now with the 10 grandstands. He gets a good drive.
And for Estimats, it's
across the line.
wow.
P2.
That is an incredibly quick lap. That's only 4/10 from Tony, who's on the soft. Estimats, wow. He really shows himself right now. He's 3/10 clear of everyone else on the medium tyre.
That was brilliant, man. I mean, everyone's crossed the line or in the pits, so
let's get racing.
What you're seeing on screen now is the qualifying positions. Yeah, let's get racing. So just while we're waiting for the screen to change, we've got Tony Y in P1, then Estimats in P2, Ferocious Down in P3, Colin J in P4, Aaron J in P5. We've got Matty in P6, Delang in P7, Biofreak in P8, Mr. Steele in P9. We've got Tank and Anna 3 in P10. Then starting on fresh tyre choice is Gaming Orlando in 11, MJ Cooper in 12, Captain Steve in 13, Sab in 14, and Nick J Thompson in 15. Wow. Exciting times there, Thunder.
Yeah, really, and very close qualifying session, I guess. Apart from Estimats, really seems to have an edge on the rest of the guys. Of course, he had a lot of podiums last season. I don't think he got the win, but apart from that, he was like very consistent and very, very much on the pace every time.
Yeah, what do you make of Tony Y setting his lap on the softs? Do you think he's going to go for a 2-stop? Like maybe soft, medium?
I reckon he's just going to try to do the soft hard, but that won't be the most comfortable strategy. But I think he's done it more often, and he's always so quick in qualifying, but just never seems to be able to do it in the race. So I really hope for him that this time it'll be different, and he can just break away with good traction from the starting grid. And then that he can just go on for a good race.
I mean, he has got on the soft tyre around France. It's a fairly balanced circuit. There's 6 turns to the left and 9 to the right, so it's not like he's going to totally overload one tyre on those soft tyres. And there are quite a few long open straights for the tyres to cool down after the twisty sections. So, I mean, I reckon he's going to get maybe 7, 8 at a push out of those soft tyres. But then he's going to have to do probably 21, what is it round here? Is it 30, 35 laps, 34 laps? I think it's going to be an hard push, mate. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It's really going to be difficult. Because you must not forget, of course, there's a few straights and there's not too much. Of course, there's a lot of variation in the corners, left to right. But you must not forget that there's lots of long turns which keep on going forever, you know. For example,
turn 11 for one.
turn 6 onto the straight, turn 11, and then the entire section after turn 11, 12, 13, 14. Those are really hard on the tires, and if you can just make sure you can just lift a bit or get the temperature out by steering in the right way, you can get them a long way, but it's certainly going to be a hard one for him.
I mean, if you look just at Sector 3 alone, you know, turn 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, it's super twisty. So it might be okay through the first and second sector, but that last sector is going to kill those soft tyres. Let's just hope that when he does pull out a lead, that clean air is going to play into his hands.
Yeah,
because I don't see any other thing working.
Yeah, because that's the only advantage that he will have at some point if he's still in the lead. The clean air, because of course the drivers behind, if they're close behind, if they're in a twisty part of the circuit, it's hard to keep the pace up because of the dirty air. So that's an advantage he could have. But once those soft tires are off, it's so hard to keep that car under control, and certainly in that last sector, because if there's no tires, yeah, you know what's going to happen. I think everyone knows, and it's very hard to hold on, and you need to push even more and even ask even more from the tires to keep the pace up. So I'm really interested to see what he's going to make of this first stint.
Yeah, I'm intrigued as well, mate. So, just as we're going around the circuit, mate, do you want to just put on the position change thread next to
well, mate, let's see. I'll just do it. Yeah. So we're coming up to the line. Everyone's going into positions, and I'll let the race start to you, mate.
No worries, buddy. Dave, once we start off, Wesland, if you just want to get to about maybe P5 or P6 and then change however you feel fit going from the start, mate, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I've got that already, mate. We're really excited. This is the start of season 9 actually already in this Invictus Racing League, and let's go.
Super excited for this, mate. Cannot wait. So, pre-season race 1 of 2. It's the warm-up. We're about to see those beautiful red lights in season 9. I cannot wait for this. So we have 1 lights and 2. We got the 3 and 4. 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. And Tony White got a super start on those soft tyres. We knew he was going to get a good start there, but Biofreak's up 1 place already. Delange is dropping down, unfortunately. So unlucky from him. We are also seeing... Oh, it looks a bit difficult there.
Oh, and Estimats is already in the lead. Wow, what a start from him. And Tony White really struggling already, even though he should have superior grip. As Colin J is fighting with Ferocious Dan, coming onto the straight. Up ahead, Estimats obviously in the lead and building that out already. Massive fight going on behind there.
Positions are fantastic from Biofreak.
Wow, great stuff from him as he's going around the outside of Matty, who's probably going to try and come back, and now you can see how incredibly close it is.
Absolutely fantastic start there. I thought Tony White would have seriously wiped out that lead there, but he's still in contention though. He's still sitting 4 tenths behind Estimats. He's looking good.
Yeah, he is. He's still, of course, he has the grip right now. He has the grip, but he'll just have to try and stay close. As Colin J has passed Ferocious Dan. Yeah, he went wide. He did, and he went wide before already, so that just maybe he's put some dirt onto his tires, which caused the second going wide.
I'm surprised at Tony White. He's now dropped down to 6 tenths behind him, behind Estimats. I don't think those soft tyres are working out for him. I would have thought he'd have pulled out a lead on those soft tyres.
Yeah, it really seems like it. Maybe the tyres were too cold after the outlap or something like that, but He is just slowly getting back, but he'll just have to try and stay in the slipstream of Estimats, and once the DRS comes out, he'll have a chance, I guess.
Yeah. Just looking at the table there, Warriors London, there's only 5 drivers that have actually dropped positions. 5 that have dropped and 5 that have gained. As we just see Biofreak getting ferocious down there, actually. But yeah, there's normally a lot more changes than that in the first 2 laps, so a pretty clean getaway for most of the drivers there.
Yeah, nothing too serious happened, and also the guys who were at the back are right now. Oh, as Mr. Steen is falling back, he spun, and let's see.
Ferocious Dan on Matty as well, where he's under. Ferocious Dan is really going at it with Matty.
Very close together now. Yeah, as I was saying, as we're watching Ferocious Dan right now, Mr. Steen has spun, and I'll just check if he's got some damage. It doesn't seem like it, just a spin, but lost a lot of time right now, 10 seconds behind the pack.
Yeah, so if you get with the racers, Boris, if you want me to check any damage or anything, just let me know and I'll check damage, mate. But it looks like we've got Game Alamondas within 3/10 of the Lange, so it looks like he's really making a move on the back of him there.
Yeah, he is, and I think that Matty is also quite close right now, as Tony Wise still can't find the catch up on Estimats. He's outside a second right now, so Estimats really going for it today.
Yeah, we've got like Colin J, he's almost a second back, and then it looks like everyone's just sort of finding the rhythm. The first 5 aren't really making a move on each other, but you have got the likes of Matty, Ferocious Dan and Delange, who are all quite close together, as well as Game in Alamonda. They're all in a bit of a train that are pretty much closer than anyone on the circuit right now.
Yeah, we're seeing a massive train unfold right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also with this track, and it's so difficult to overtake, because certainly this right now, because everyone is behind each other, so you can't really attack, because the person in front also has DRS, also has a slipstream, and is going as fast as you. So yeah, you really got to make the difference maybe in the last sector to really get close. But anything else is quite hard. If you're just like everyone on 5/10 or something, you're probably not able to gain.
I think we're probably going to see a move from Ferocious Dan coming down the back straight though, because he's all over the back of Matty. He's really, really close, so he's going to pick up that slipstream. DRS is activated, so the wing will open. Do you think he's quite close? It looked like
yeah, he is next to him. Wow. Side by side through that corner. Couldn't really hold on to it, and now DeLange is also going into the fight.
Oh, the side by side! Oh, he just backs out of it. So, really audacious move from Ferocious down there. Now under pressure from DeLange. DeLange is also under pressure from Game and Alamonda. So these 4 going wheel to wheel through this twisty section of Sector 1.
Yeah, right now into the chicane. Ferocious Dan does make the overtake stick. Let's see if he can keep it on the next straight, as Matty obviously is going to try to come back at him, and also DeLange is also trying to get into that fight. Coming back to Colin J, who's also very close on the back of Tony Y, who is really struggling. Oh, Tony Y has gone wide and lost P2 and is under massive pressure of Aaron J right now. Yeah, really falling apart from him, and he's being overtaken as well. Ah, my God.
He's in contention now from Biofreak to take it as well.
Yeah. Oh, he's going wide again. I don't know. Yeah, he's coming in. He's coming in already. Lap 4. Wow, that's a quick stop. And those tires just really couldn't do anything for him, it seems.
5-second time penalty.
Oh my God. And MJ Coop as well. He's also got a time penalty, MJ Coop.
Oh no, so the penalties are starting already.
Yeah, of course, this track is really inviting for penalties. Because it's so open, and some of corners are almost invisible if you turn in. So to be clean, you really have to know the track very well. Estimates building out an early lead, as we can see. And apart from Ferocious Dan, who is going to try to overtake Biofix at the moment, everyone almost is like outside of a second of each other.
Oh, wow. But see, like MJ Coop, who's up into P8 on the hard tyre, he's obviously going to go really long. Probably, I'd say, with it being high fuel load, he's probably going to go to lap 17 or lap 18. And then he could even put the soft tyre on for 10 laps with light fuel load. So let's not discount MJ Coop, even with that 5-second time penalty. So I'm just going to make a note while you're checking through what's happening, Waislander.
Yeah, well. Biofreaks has fallen back, and of course is also on a hard tire, which is also a sign that he's going long. He was quite high up, but at the moment he just can't keep holding on to it. Will be close on the next straight to Matty, so that could maybe be a potential attack for him.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you've also got, just like I did with MJ Coop, you've got, like you said, Biofreak on hard tyres. So I would imagine MJ Coop.
Oh, Biofreak picks up the penalty.
As we were saying that, that's what we call the commentator's curse, mate.
Yeah, still though, makes overtake stick, goes a little bit wide, and holds on to it. But of course, that mistry straight is coming up right now.
It's a great move from Biofreak on the inside there. And then we've got Matty, who's also been chased by Delange. So these three are going hard at it. Looks like Matty got a little bit of wheel spin on the rear axle there, and he's lost a bit of traction coming out of there. So that's released Biofreak to go down this back straight a little bit and open up a bit of a lead. But now Matty getting some serious pressure from Delange. Can Delange make this move? Sticky moves to the left. Can't quite get the inside line, has to back out of it.
He's not going to try it.
He's all over his gearbox though, mate. He's going to have to make another move here. Will he move to the right? No, not quite. Serious pressure from these two. So Delange putting some serious pressure on the back of Matty. Matty was our newest driver last season. Delange is an experienced veteran in F1 racing. So Matty's doing very well to keep him behind him at the minute.
Now they're side by side coming out to the last corner. And he's right on his gearbox. Alongside already. DRS wide open. Side by side into turn 1, and what's going to be? Oh, he just backs out of it.
Wow, that was super close. They did well not to touch there, so that is brilliant racing from Delange and Matty. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Meanwhile, Biofix will be happy that they're fighting because he's building out a lead. A small lead, and maybe even will get out of the DRS on his hard tires.
Look at Estimax well up the front on the table, Waislander. He's got a serious lead. He's
talking about building a lead.
2.2 seconds. Yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. Also looking down, we've still got the likes of Aaron J on the back of his teammate. They're not really. These two could just be keeping it clean in the clean air, saving the tyres, making these medium tyres go longer. Obviously, Estimax does seem like he's pushing. So this is another thing. You probably know this yourself from being the champion from last season. People who look after the tyres could often make a late push. And it's always detrimental when people have worn the tyres out. It's so difficult not to lose time and feel panicked when the people that have saved the tyres can put that late move on you, and it desettles your race. You might know a lot about that, Waislander, because you were always at the front, or you're always super quick. But you know, it all comes down to tactics. You know, anyone that's saving tyres now is going to be able to make a late stint lunge and possibly make it a positive for them. So let's not count out anyone who's not running in the lead, because it could all change.
Yeah, it is.
Setting a fast lap there.
Yeah, but I think personally, I'm the kind of person that likes the undercut. I like to pit early and then see what happens at the end. Just try to hold on. Of course, last season I did that a lot of times, and I just build up the lead through the race. I could do the undercut, make sure I'd come out ahead of some people, and I could lose some time at the end. But of course, there's always a lot of people who also like the overcut and just try to make it at the end when everyone's vulnerable. Let's say. Let's see. Yeah, who's doing that and who's not doing that actually.
So I think we've already had a couple of races come in and put on some fresh tyres, which is quite an early stop, I would say, for the medium tyres. Let's just have a look what people have gone on to. We've got the likes of Tanken, Tony, and Gaming Alamander that have all stopped. They've all put on fresh tyres.
Yeah, they should be going for a two-stop because as long as you don't stretch the mediums to like lap 10, 11, 12. I think you would like 11, 12. As long as you don't do that, it's going to be very hard to make the one-stop stick, I guess. So those guys probably on a very conservative second stint or on the two-stop.
I would definitely agree with the conservative second stint for the likes of Game and Alamander. He's already done 3 laps on those hard tyres, so by the time he's done his race on a one-stop, he will have done 21 laps on those hard tyres. Pretty doable on France, I would say, on hard tyres, 21 laps. He's not going to be the best towards the end, so let's not count out the likes of Game Alamander, who could actually push up the front. Check with the leader. Saying that, he's almost 53 seconds behind the leader, so he could be with points, at least points here. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, of course, he has got quite a big gap to the driver in front of him. So maybe something has happened to him.
Yeah, maybe.
Meanwhile, De Lange getting close to Maddie, but Aaron J. Spence also getting close, very close actually, to his teammate. So they're certainly not keeping it calm right now, and it seems like they're going into a fight, which they probably don't want to make too hard because they're teammates. Let's see what they're going to do into this straight.
We've actually got quite a few teammates riding together. Like you just said, we've got Colin J and Aaron J. We've also got Delaney and Captain Stiff riding together. So these two teammates look like they're pretty evenly matched on pace this season.
Yeah, they are, and
Aaron J and Colin J, they're actually teammates off the circuit, so these two probably race together quite a lot. So I'm not surprised to see Aaron J and Colin J actually riding together. I would imagine they're quite close paced.
Yeah, and it seems like they're not hindering each other. Colin just let Aaron by and didn't take too much troubles into that, and he is now, just sticking behind his teammate. No point, of course, going to fight. Try to.
Just looking down the table, mate. We've got
oh,
Sab
something has happened.
on the back of MJ Coupe.
Sab is close, and also meanwhile Nick has spun.
Oh no!
And so something has happened there. Sorry for missing that. As Sab is close.
Looks like Sab's
MJ
just
Coupe as well.
A little bit back now.
Coupe going a little bit wide.
From the table, it looked like Sab was going to make a move, and he must have just backed out of it because he was gaining by probably a tenth every 3 or 4 seconds. Looks like he's coming on the back of him, so it looks like Sab has got the better tyres over MJ Coupe. Again, they're just closing in as he comes down that corner. So is MJ Coupe just struggling again with those no assist?
Yeah, it won't really be as Estimats and Colin are in the pits for the pit stop. Bit of an early stop, I'd say, but so they're trying what I'm trying, what I'm always trying, which is the undercut, and Estimats will have quite a clear track ahead of him, so he'll push for a good outlap. As he's going out on softs, it says here.
Wow.
That's very surprising. So that means
wow. So he's going for a two-stop.
That's very brave from him. Maybe he just does that because it's the pre-season, to just see what the tires are like, to just see what the track is like. Maybe to show how good he is, that he can even win on the two-stop. But that's something for lap 27.
Yeah, and, well, let's just mark that. I'll mark that down actually, because that's quite an interesting point. That's softs. That was on lap end of lap 10. So that's an interesting one. So yeah, be interested to see like what happens. What would you say if you're going to come in? Probably, I would say lap 20 to change your softs.
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah, we've seen Tony start on the softs, and he came in after 4 laps. So those tires really aren't too supportive, aren't too long lasting. So he'll need to make up.
Aaron J penalty, and we've also got Matty getting a speed in the pit lane penalty. So unlucky from them too. Sorry to break you up, Waislander.
No problem, mate.
We've got a few pit entries as well. We've got the Mercedes guys coming in. I think it was Delange coming in to change his rubber. Yeah, we've got some serious pit changes now. So
yeah, and Colin, having done the undercut, has jumped his teammate again. So let's see what this is going to be. But Aaron is on the hards and Colin is on the mediums, which means Colin is going to do the 2-stop as well.
Wow, so interesting strategy from the racers here. Fantastic stuff.
It's very brave indeed.
So I mean, Estimax is 6 seconds behind Sab. Sab will be pitting in probably another, let's say, 5 laps, 6 laps, as will NJ Coop. So do you know what? Estimax might be onto a winner here, you know, because he can actually put some serious lap times in now and try and...
meanwhile something is happening between Sab and MJ Cooper. Was just watching it, and Coop kind of shunted Sab off track while they were going side by side through turn 10. Bit of hard racing there. Maybe just got a bit of oversteer or something that made him go into Sab. I don't think they've got damage.
Sab's is back on him though.
Yeah, he's still coming. No damage, just hard racing.
Coop is on those hard tyres though as well, Warren Vander. So obviously Coop's going to be struggling with the traction coming out the corners. So you know, Sab's on. Oh, Sab's on hards as well. I do apologise. Right, so it looks like Sab just might be coping a little bit better with these worn-in hard tyres.
Yeah, I think Sab is looking a bit quicker right now, and maybe he's been a bit smoother on his tires. And maybe we'll have to keep an eye on these guys as well, like Biofreaks and Captain Steve was going very long on the medium tires. Coop, Sab, because those guys are clearly going for the 1-stop. As Estimates, who is in P5 right now behind those guys, is going for the 2-stop. Once again, a lot of fighting between Coop and Sab as I'm talking about strategies. They hit each other again.
Going down the inside.
And now they're coming to turn 10. Let's see if they touch again. No, this time they won't. Both going wide.
Let's just track Estimates for a sec, mate, because he's done 2 laps, and I've got a feeling he's cooking those tyres. He's really, I'm not sure he's going to keep this 3 seconds. I think he's going to lose it here.
Yeah, just for all your information, the tires on his car say he's driving on mediums, but actually what the data shows us, it's soft. So that's just what we assume is right.
We'll go with the data, mate, definitely.
But of course, he is making some massive progress on those soft tires. He should, because he's got a pit stop to gain on, so he should really be close up quickly to Sab and Coop and all the rest of them.
Yeah, see, I reckon Estimates has actually chosen a great strategy here, because he's managed to catch up to this lead pack, and even if he decides to pit when these guys pit, he's still going to have fresh rubber towards the end. Where the guys behind that are trying to do the 1-stop, they might be struggling towards the end. So this could be really interesting with Estimates.
Yeah, I think his biggest contender at the moment will be Aaron J, who is under attack of Tony Y. Aaron J, who is obviously going for the one stop, and only 6-7 seconds behind ST Mats, so it's a lot of time to gain for ST Mats on Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, the likes of Colin J and Aaron J, they're only 2 positions behind their starting position, where ST Mats at the minute is actually down 3 positions. Super interested from these 3, ST Mats, Colin J and Aaron J. So let's all keep an eye on these 3, because it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. This is the battle of the 2-stop and the battle of the 1-stop, so I'm super interested to see what happens here.
Yeah, me too. As I'm watching the fight between De Lange and I think it's Steen. Those guys really going at it. De Lange is overtaking him in the 3rd sector, which is yeah, there was a great fight out there as Mr. Steen has pitted. Still struggling a bit, I guess.
Picking up a warning, and Ferocious Dan also picking up a penalty. 3 seconds for Sab and 3 seconds for Ferocious Dan.
Estimat's really close up to MG Coop, who's letting him by right now, and now he's just going to try and close the gap to Sab.
Wow. So I think MJ Coop just letting ST Mats go there.
Yeah, it really seems like it.
I would imagine we're going to see ST Mats go another 4 laps, then put on some medium tyres and go for an absolute stonking 8-lap race to the end. Mr. Steen picking up a penalty there.
Yeah, I think Estimate's really... he will have to overtake some people probably at the end, because he's got to do another stop. I think the strategy could work out, but we're certainly in for a very interesting final few laps of this race.
Look at some of the details while you're tracking people on track, mate.
As Sab is coming in, done 14 laps only on the hard tire. While Captain Stiv is still going strong on the mediums, 15 laps already. Wow. Great stint from him there, and in P2. Started almost all the way at the back, so he's really having the pace, it seems.
They're medium tyres for Sab, so he'll have another, he'll have 11 laps or 10 laps to do on those medium tyres, which could be really good for Sab. Not too much to ask of those tyres. Nick, I think we should be seeing Nick come in soon.
Yeah.
Now you see, at the start of the race, I did say if you started on the hards, you could actually go lap 21, or even lap 19, or even 18, and put the softs on for the end stint. I think 10 laps at the end with a light fuel on softs isn't unachievable. I think it's quite achievable. So anyone who started on the hards could very well be going hard to soft.
Yeah, they could, and maybe even we can see Captain Stiv do the impossible in pulling off a medium soft stint if he's just going to stay for this lap, stay out for this lap. As Biofix is pitting after 15 laps on the hard tire, and let's see what Captain Stiv does. Seems like he's going for another lap on the mediums. Wow.
Wow. I mean,
and he's just taking the lead right now.
It could be possible, mate. It really could.
He could go for the medium soft. I wouldn't have imagined that in the beginning, but of course you must remember he started on fresh mediums, which are almost like when you do qualifying, it's it's out lap, flying lap, and so maybe it's 2.5 laps, but it makes a lot of difference. So he really gains an advantage of that. Now, as we see, Estimates probably overtake him in a moment, because Estimates, of course, on newer soft tires, as Captain Stiv is on the mediums, who are very, very old.
So, I mean, what we're looking round here for the French pit stop, is it about 19 to 20 seconds, or is it a little bit less than that?
I think it is, because the pit entry is quite quick. It's also very, very tricky pit entry, because it's very difficult to judge, and if you just brake a little bit too late, we've seen a lot of 5-second penalties for speeding in the pit lane already. It's very easy to pick up a penalty right there, as it is in the rest of the corners as well, actually, on this track.
So I think we're going to see the likes of Captain Stiff and Estimax come back in for fresh tyres, and they'll probably come out around, looking at the interval, they're probably around Sab's area.
And Estimax is coming in. Well, Captain Stiff is still staying out. Oh my god, he's an absolute legend to do that.
Wow, so Captain Stiff going even longer on those tyres.
Let's see which tyres will be put on Estimax. It will be mediums. While Captain Stiff obviously is going to try to go to the softs. And he is probably going to do an attack on Estimax, because he will have the better tyres then.
But see, Estimax has got the option now to absolutely rip those tyres apart if he wants to. You know, he's only got another 9 laps. The medium tyre with the long straights, it can push it and then let the straights cool down the tyres. You know, I think he could do this, mate. He really could.
Yeah, I think we're in for a fight between Estimax and Captain Stiff. Really an outsider at the beginning of this race, but he is going to have the soft tyres, I imagine, near the end. And will only be a few seconds behind Estimax. So if he can keep up this pace, we'll be in for a fantastic race end right here. Ferocious Dan, very close to Aaron. And is he going to make the move into turn 1? That long, massively fast right-hander. No, he doesn't there.
On fresh mediums in P5. He's 12 seconds from the leader on fresh mediums.
Yeah, he is a contender as well.
Oh, wow. Oh, this is super exciting. So we're at 2/3 distance of this race.
He's been like a very, very silent driver today. He was just driving, kept driving, and all of a sudden, he might be the most popular guy for the win tonight.
See, even Captain Stiff, when he finally pits, he's going to be probably drop down behind DeLange. No, probably just in front of Sab, I would say. He's still staying out. Wow.
Estimates all the way down in P9 right now. Yeah, Biofreak, of course, has done. Yeah, he is. But I think he's still going. Oh my god. But I think
he's gonna put softs on. He's gonna have to put softs on.
Yeah, he certainly will. If he doesn't, it will ruin that fantastic stint. But I think it's really now becoming clear that the one stop is the strategy to go for here. Estimates is in P9, and we'll have to overtake a lot of people to get back, which is probably I think he's ridden off by this point. It's between Captain Stiff and Biofreak, I guess. We've both got very fresh tyres near the end.
Estimax has got Sabus on fresh mediums, and then you've got the likes of Martin DeLange, pretty, mid-life, hard lap tyres. Biofreak's on fresh, so yeah, Estimax has probably settled in now for, at best, I would say a P7.
Yeah, something like that. And of course, we must not forget that Colin and Aaron are still. They're going to take the 1-2.
Yeah.
In a sec. On a bit harder, bit of a harder and longer lasting tires, but they're also with Ferocious Dan close behind. This could also just be the podium. I really don't know anymore what's going to happen here.
You see an Estimax get past Sab on the outside. Yeah, there you go. Gets the move done. Yeah, Colin, Jay, and Aaron. They started P4 and P5 respectively. So if they can take a 1-2 finish around here, that'd be an absolute fantastic strategy call from both of those guys. I mean, we saw them racing really close together. We saw Colin J and Aaron J riding together. We also saw Captain Stiff and DeLange riding together. But these guys are obviously on the radio with their engineers, sorting out when to pit and when not to pit and what they're both doing, because they both come out at the end of their second stints together, splitting the McLarens by a good few races, and they're going to take the P1, P2 position. So,
yeah, and I think
has been key for the Alfa Romeos.
And they've done that great. And I think at this point the stint from Captain Stiff seemed very mighty, but now he's just going too long. He should have pitted maybe 1 or 2 laps ago already, and he would have still been able to get those soft tires to the end. And now it's just almost getting silly. It's just keeping driving. As Colin Jay's coming in.
Racecraft, yeah.
Colin Jay's coming in.
Finally come in. What?
Colin Jay's coming.
Has he got damage?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's just 9 laps. But I think Captain Stiff is just trying to show off, or trying to try out what his tires can do, how long he can keep driving, and of course it's still pre-season, so there's nothing about the win. Of course he wants it, but I don't think he's really trying to do the best strategy here. I think he's just trying to see what he can do and how long he can stay on certain tires.
Yeah, a lot of that wasn't a wing change, mate, so I'm not sure what that was up with, because they was in for a 1-2 finish there.
Very weird. And then it's probably going to be Aaron and Dan and Bio who are going to go to the podium right now.
I don't understand why Colin would come in.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who've done quite a short stint on the mediums, and now he's obviously on the softs. Maybe he's just going to try to do a few laps on the softs to see what's it like to get the fastest lap. That could be it.
Yeah, maybe, but I would have thought that I'd like to have taken a 1-2, because there was certainly in contention for a 1-2. Yeah,
they were certainly. Bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I thought that was. Well, I was getting excited for an inter-team 1-2 there, but yeah.
I don't know. Weird choice, as Aaron J is very close to Stiff, who's finally coming.
Wow,
and he's going to the softs.
Stiff finally pitting on lap 21. Unbelievable, but we've got the likes of Estimates looking to P6 now, Wauslander.
Yeah, he's getting back. He's getting back.
He's probably going to be P5 by the time he overtakes Captain Stiff.
P5 and close to De Lange. Meanwhile, we do have a fight on our hands for the win, as Ferocious Dan is getting closer to Aaron, and they're both on exactly the same tires and tire life. So this could be very interesting.
Yeah, only 5 laps on mediums. So
yeah, so he will close up as well near the end.
Wow.
As Tony has retired, unfortunately, starting from pole, but it just never was his race.
Yeah, that's unfortunate from Tony Y then. So Estimates could even get, just looking at these times, he could even get P4 from De Lange here.
Yeah, he is now attacking. Into turn 10, is he just going to put it alongside? He's not. Into turn 11 maybe? No, he's not daring it. Yeah, it's very tricky to do it there. Back to Ferocious Dan, back to the fight for the lead.
5 laps remaining in this race, 5 laps to go. It's been a very, very interesting pre-season race 1. We've had a couple of strange strategy calls. We've had 1 stop or 2 stops. Very interesting from our races in Formula 2.
Yeah, I think that's true, and maybe we've seen also some drivers just try things out, just see the pace, just see how long they can go into certain times, and not really going for the best result, but just going for some information and for some intel or something for the new season. Still though, there are some drivers who are going for the win in Aaron J and Ferocious Dan, and Biofreaks catching up. Estimates is finally into P4 right now.
So Ferocious Dan, who was our F3 reigning champion, moved to F2. He's obviously very suited to F2 League. He's still very fast, even though he's moved up from F3. So, absolute fantastic pre-season debut from Ferocious Dan. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, great thing.
Obviously a title contender this season, mate. Obviously.
Yeah, of course. If you win a title in the one league, you will always. Of course, you will never know what your pace will be in the next league, but you will always be a contender because you've shown already that you can win a championship. As I'm watching the fight between SMS and De Lange, which is incredible. They're going side by side through the entire last sector at the moment. SMS now finally having with a massive oversteer moment. And De Lange getting back into P4. Ferocious Dan now on the back of Aaron J. Going for the move into turn 1. This is for the lead. Oh, what a move. What a move.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, as you were just saying about Ferocious Dan and Aaron J has actually moved down from F1. Ferocious Dan has moved up from F3. So, these two here, I think these could be the two people to watch this season. Both moving up or down from respective tiers. So could this be a clash of the titans? Could this be two racers coming together in the middle distance of the tiers for an absolute epic battle? So I think this could be very well the two racers that will be the Senna and Prost of F2.
Yeah, they really could, because it's very weird to think about it that last season the one was right at the top and the other was starting from the bottom, and now they're here. And now we'll see how this race is going to unfold and how this season between them is going to unfold. But I think it's not just them. It's just a lot of people like Estimate's really great pace. Captain Stiff was always capable of doing massive long stints, and Biofreaks is also having a chance to get into this fight. A lot of competitive people, and I think it's the overall pace between these guys is going to be very, very close.
So just looking at the table as well, as we're coming to the closing stages, Warrislander, we've got MJ Coop, who's actually up 4 positions from his starting position. He's up into P8. So a very good race from MJ Coop, who's moved up positions. Bearing in mind he is on no assist, so I would say a very strong opening pre-season race from MJ Coop.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's behind Colin, who was leader at some point in this race. So I think he's just doing a great job. Captain Stiff, meanwhile, overtaking Maddie into turn 1 on his soft tires, who should have a lot of pace in them, as Maddie picks up a penalty in the process. Now let's get back to that fight for the win today.
So while you're going through, I'm just going to have a quick check of the incidents and warnings and penalties, and just to give us an idea of who's on.
Yeah, let's do that.
Penalties at front. Aaron J. Flushton and Biofreak. So let's just double check.
Still though, great fight going on here. Ferocious Dan and Aaron J. Spence, who with their fighting have let Biofreak catch up, which could make this a 3-way battle for the win. They're all 3 almost on the same distance of each other. As Biofreak touches the back of Ferocious Dan. Doesn't seem like he's got a lot of damage, but that wasn't entirely how I would like it. Still though, he's close to Ferocious Dan, who's lost some time to Aaron because of that. As Sab is overtaking, and there's a lot of spinning in the background. 3-way battle between De Lange, Sab and Colin. Wow, I don't know even where to look.
So just looking at the penalties, Warris, it looks like it's only Biofreak that's on 3 seconds on those top 3 runners.
Biofreak's just the only one who's got penalty.
In the top 3, yes.
Okay, so then he'll have to do a massive job at the end, or the others have to pick up a penalty. But I think he's just watching the 2 guys in front battle, and see if we can
pick off the weak spots, maybe.
Yeah, right now Ferocious Dan is in the lead. Can he keep on to that lead into the chicane? He can. Braked in time, and he's got it. At this moment, he's got it.
He takes the lead. Fantastic. So we're just coming up to the final stages of this race. We're about to finish the penultimate lap and start the final lap of this pre-season 1 race in Formula 2 Equal Performance. Absolute fantastic race it's been so far. We did see the likes of Aaron J and Colin J running side by side, as we did De Lange and Captain Stiff. It's all changed and flipped on his head. Ferocious Dan and Aaron J have swapped positions a couple of times now. We've just seen Ferocious Dan retake up the lead. as we see Biofreak in the background, who is on a 3-second time penalty. So he needs to get in front of these and extend his lead by 3 seconds in one lap, which I think, safe to say, Weislander, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, the only thing he can hope is that the others pick up a penalty or something. But yeah, at this point, we know who's going to be, which drivers are going to be in the podium. The only question is in what order, because everything can happen in this last lap.
That is exactly right, mate. And whatever you do, Weislander, do not comment what could happen with the front two, because that is what we call the commentator's curse. And I've been a massive victim of the commentator's curse. So let's not mention what could flip this on its head. Let's not tempt fate. Nick J. Thompson has experienced that firsthand from myself. So let's not do that.
Now let's see.
I'll leave you to do the last lap as we follow these last three towards the line.
Yeah, thank you. This is going to be the last chance for Aaron J. Doesn't seem as close as he was before. Didn't get the exit he would have wanted. Going into the last sector, we will give it everything. Maybe a late lunge into the last turn. That's always a possibility. But at this point, it does seem to be Ferocious Dan who's going to take this. Who's going to take this win after not being in the lead for too much of this race, actually, as Biofreak writes itself off by having oversteer. Coming around the last turn, Ferocious Dan. Everyone within 1 second wins. Ferocious Dan wins. Aaron J. Spence in second and Biofreaks in third. Aaron J. Spence who's had a penalty and Biofreaks moves up to second.
Oh, wow. Wow, so I must have missed a penalty there, mate. So yeah, wow, brilliant from Biofreak. He's up 6 possessions.
Wow, incredible race from him. Estimates really looked like contender today. Ultimately picked the wrong strategy and ends up in P4. Sab P5, DeLange P6. 7th for Colin, 8th for Captain Stiff, 9th for Matty, 10th for Coop, who just lost out at the end it seems. Steen, who's had an early spin, crashes over the line. Nick in 11th, Coop in 12th due to penalties, I guess. Our new guy, Gaming Alamanda, coming around the last few turns with Tanker, who's ghosting at the moment. Those guys are going to close off this, I think, fantastic opening race of the new season. Really, a lot of guys who've shown pace, and a lot of fights. A very interesting one.
Tell you what, though, Weislander, I'm going to give the driver of the race to Sab. He's up 9 positions.
Wow.
9 positions.
Props to him for that.
He was the biggest winner. But there you go, guys. We've got Ferocious Dan, Aaron J. and Biofreak all taking the podium positions for the first opening race of pre-season. Absolutely fantastic race there. How was that for you, Weislander? I thought it was thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. Just what you would have expected from F2, and if this is what we're going to see for the rest of this season, I can't wait already, mate.
Oh, me too, mate. Right, well, I'll leave you to run down the finishing positions while I invite from our media representative the races for the podium interviews.
Yeah, great, thank you. So it's Ferocious Dan with 3 seconds time penalty. A lot of people with 3 seconds time penalty. Only Aaron J, who had 5 seconds extra with that pit stop. So Ferocious Dan, P1, Biofreak P2, P3 for Aaron J, P4 for Estimates, 5 Sab, 6 DeLange, 7 Colin, 8 Captain Stiff, 9 Matty, and 10th for Steen, who closes off the points. Non-finishes or non-points finishes are Nick, Coop, Gaming and Amanda, and Tanker and Tony, who haven't finished the race on their own. But I think for France, quite a fair and good race from the guys. And now it's just waiting for the guys to get into the commentary box.
So I thoroughly enjoyed that race, Weislander. I thought it was really interesting. Sorry guys, just getting my media representative to get in the last few people. I'm surprised at some of the strategies there, Weislander, weren't you?
Yeah, I would too. It's just a bit odd from some guys for Captain Stiff to go so long, for Estimates to make a an extra pit stop which wasn't really needed. As
Hiya, guys.
Biofreaks is just entering the commentary box right now, and we're just waiting for the other guys to get into the interview pen as well.
Yeah, just waiting for Ferocious Dan's representative to get into the box. Should be too long there, mate. But yeah, I was quite surprised at the Alfa Romeos there. Was it Colin J? I think he stopped when he put the soft tyres on and came back in for fresh tyres. I'm not sure what happened there, so it'd be interesting to find out after the race why he did that actually.
Yeah, a bit weird from those guys. I really don't know, because that could have been a 1-2. Because
Very
Colin
so,
could have
yeah.
also hold off maybe Dan. To get that 1-2 to work together, but something obviously happened, or his tires were just completely off. It's also a possibility. We'll hear from him next week, I guess.
Oh, I have had news from our media representative that the drivers have been requested to attend. I can see we've got Biofreaks. We're just waiting on Ferocious Dan and Aaron J to take positions in the commentary box. But Warislander, if you want to go ahead and start your questions for Biofreak, you can do so, mate.
Yeah, Biofreak, you were kind of a silent one in this race, I guess, for us at least. I think you did 2 long stints with the 1 stop. How did it feel for you?
Yeah. So I actually made a mistake in my in the quali, so I went on the hards, and I missed out by like 2 seconds to cross the line with the medium, so I didn't get to do a medium run. So it was,
Yeah, we saw that, yeah.
Reverse. So it was the reverse strategy, so I went hard medium, and it actually worked out quite nicely. Stayed out of trouble, didn't really have much to contend with, and yeah, nice and quiet race.
Yeah, because at one point we were just running through the table, calling some guys who were potential winners tonight, and then at one point we saw you, and we thought, like, we haven't even seen him so much, but you were quite good pace, and in the end you almost got the win even.
Yeah.
How did it feel to just be behind those guys? Were you just watching what happened? And at one point I believe you even touched someone, but were you just hoping for them to make a mistake or something and then move through?
Yeah, they were under quite a bit of pressure between each other. They were racing quite hard, and I just overshot a braking point a little bit and touched Ferocious Dan. But luckily, no big deal. But
No damage there?
No damage, no. And luckily he stayed straight as well. So I was hoping that they would race hard enough to get some penalties, and I would leapfrog 1 or 2 of them. So, and that ended up happening. 2 laps before the end, Aaron didn't have any penalties, and he obviously got 6 right in the end, 6 seconds. So it ended up working out.
Yeah, I think just a great race from you. And did you just give everything you could today, or were you just sandbagging secretly a bit because it's still pre-season, like a Mercedes?
No, I haven't been practicing too much. I mean, obviously I'm playing in the Performance League as well, so I've had a couple of races this week, but honestly, I'm not a big fan of France as it is, and not a hell of a lot of preparation. But pace feels good. Felt confident in the lines, and not much. It went okay.
Yeah, I think very consistent race from you there, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, thanks.
Yeah, well, then are the other guys already joined?
No,
In the meantime,
I've just had word from our media representative. They've been held up at the weighbridge. They don't think they'll make it in time, mate.
Okay.
Congratulations, mate. Absolutely fantastic there, pal. I'm not sure if Warislander asked you, but what did you see with the Alfa Romeos? Because at one point they were both leading, and I think we saw the likes of Colin J coming for a late stop. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was actually not expecting to see them come in. It was very late, so I'm not sure why he went. Maybe a touch, I don't know. Not a clue.
Yeah, well, we were actually watching, and they were lined up for pretty much a 1-2. I mean, obviously you took it on penalties towards the end, but yeah, I think Colin J came in, and myself and Warislander, we can't understand why he did. So bit of a strange one there. But yeah, you must be happy with that opening pre-season race. You're raring to go for the rest of the pre-season and onto the final season itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not a big fan of Japan, which is up next, but as the pre-season goes, that's I suppose better to have one of my least favorite tracks in pre-season instead of in the season. But yeah, I'm quite excited. There's some nice tracks lined up. I'm confident for maybe half of them, and the other half I've got to work harder for. But yeah, I'm happy with the pace, happy with most things. Just need to figure out braking zones a bit better. I seem to be overshooting braking quite often of late, maybe pushing too hard. I don't know.
So
Maybe
what about Hungary, the actual opening race of the season? Do you feel confident on that one?
Oh, I dislike it massively. For some reason, it doesn't get rotated much in leagues, so it'll be the first league race that I race there.
Yeah, for me too. For me too, actually. Yeah.
Very fresh. So I'm not sure. I've done some practice on it, and I seem to be okay. I'm not slow, but I'm not fast. But I need to put a lot of practice in for that race.
Yeah. Okay. Just good luck with that then, and I guess we'll see you next week then.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, Bio, can I ask you just one question before we let you go?
Sure.
Can you just let, obviously myself and Weislander, plus anyone's listening, what assists are you using this season, if you don't mind sharing that information with us?
Yeah, sure. I'm still racing with Racing Line, corner lines, medium traction, and ABS.
Ah, perfect. That's pretty much exactly what I run as well, mate. So,
Yeah.
Thanks for making me feel better about my driving.
It's purely because, from my point of view, it's I don't have the. I'm starting to practice now without ABS as the first assist to turn off, but it's such a big leap up from where we are now racing and moving to the next assist off. So I'm taking it quite slowly, and hopefully by the end of the season I'd go to no assists.
Ah, fantastic. Right, well, thank you ever so much for joining us on the podiums. Always a pleasure.
Thank you guys for having me.
Ah, fantastic. Right, we'll see you next week then. Hopefully on the podium again, mate. So thank you again, and see you next week in the second instalment for Japan, mate.
Cheers, thanks guys, bye-bye.
Goodbye. Take your well-earned shower.
So there you go, guys. That was the opening race for pre-season. It's the 9th season for Invictus Racing League, and we're in Formula 2 Equal Performance. We are joined this season by the beautiful voice of the Weislander, who was our season champion last season. So join us next week, 7 p.m. UK time for the hot laps. We couldn't bring it to you this evening, but it will be coming next week, an hour before the main event. I'm Manager Dan. Weislander, would you like to sign off as well, mate?
Oh my god, I've been disconnected or something. Oh no. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say, I just realized that I'm some kind of Nico Rosberg, it almost seems like. Just champion 1 year and commentator the next. But I've really enjoyed it with you tonight, and I can't wait for the next one already. Can't wait for next Monday when I'll be driving myself in the F1 League. Followed up by of course, the Realistic Performance Leagues on Wednesday, and then we're back. The Realistic Performance Leagues on Tuesday, and we're back on Wednesday then. I'll see you then, and I'll see your viewers then as well. Thank you very much. You can close it up for me right now.
So there you go, guys. We will see you next week. Take care.